Okay. So in the previous class, we just started with the poem Tithonus by Alfred Lord Tennyson. So I told you this poem was written by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and he wrote this poem after the death of his very close friend Arthur Henry Hallam. So he is trying to come to grips with the death of his friend. So this particular poem deals with the myth of Tithonus. So as I told you, Tithonus happens to be a prince of Troy. So he was so handsome and good looking that the goddesses of dawn, that is Aurora or Eos, fell in love with him, and she took him from earth to be her own. That's what I told you. So when asked for a gift, when she asked him to ask her for a gift, Tithonus requested his lover, that is Aurora or Eos, to give him immortal life. So as per the original myth, Eos requested Zeus, the god of gods, the god of thunder, actually, god of gods, to give immortal life to a lover, that is Tithonus. But the trick was he was not given immortal youth. So because of this problem, he continuously ages. He becomes old every day, but he's not able to die. He's immortal, but he's becoming old each and every single day. So that is the problem of Tithonus. Okay, so in the original myth, the immortality was given to Tithonus by Zeus as per the request of his lover, the goddess of dawn, that is Aurora or Eos. But in this poem, the myth has been slightly tweaked or modified in such a way that it portrays as if the lady, that is the goddess Eos or Aurora, has bestowed the gift of immortality upon Tithonus without giving him the immortal youth as per the tricks of some other gods called Hours. Okay. So because of this fate, what happens is this goddess is always young because she is a goddess. She's not going to. This goddess is not, always young, and she's not going to age at all. So, on the other hand, if you look at Tithonus, he's aging every day. He has become an old man, so he's not able to bear the pain of old age. He's not able to bear the pain of old age. அவரால் முதுமையை வந்து தாங்கிக்க முடியல. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி அவருடைய இளமையான ஒரு காலத்துல இருந்த ஒரு அப்பியரன்ஸோ இல்லை வந்து அவருடைய கான்ஃபிடன்ஸோ எதுவுமே அவருக்கு இப்போ இல்லை. So now he is very old. He is aging every day. Now he is longing for death. Now he is longing for death. He just wants to die. He just wants to leave the earth and die. But unfortunately, because of this boon that he has got from his lady love, that is goddess of dawn, Eos or Aurora, he is not able to die. So he wishes to die, but he is unable to die. So that is the setting for this poem. So we started off and we are already halfway through the poem. So I think the first stanza, he was talking about how everything in the earth decays and he is not able to die. That is the problem that he faced. That's what we saw in the previous class. So in the first stanza, that's what he mentioned. So the woods decay, even the clouds get free. Maybe I just run through the lines very quickly. The woods decay and fall. Okay, the forest, the trees, everything gets old and they fall, they die. The vapors beat the burden to the ground. Okay, the vapors means here it refers to the clouds. Okay, the clouds even cry, that is, they give rain and remove the burden to the ground. Okay, so they are full of rainwater. The word burden here means burden. So vapors means clouds. So the rainwater containing clouds, they weep their burdens and they become free. That is the second line. Man comes and tills the field and lies beneath. Even the human being, he comes and tills the field. Tills means plowing the field. So man comes and plows the field and he lies beneath. So lies beneath means he dies and is buried underneath. It's buried under the soil. So everybody has got a say ticket to heaven. That is, everybody has got the potential to leave the world, the power to die. And after many a summer, dies the swan. After many a summer dies the swan. Even the swan bird, the most beautiful bird, even it dies after many years. That means many summers, after many summers. But unfortunately, me only cruel immortality consumes. But Unfortunately, I am consumed by the cruel immortality. Okay, so when he uses the adjective cruel. Usually, we imagine immortality to be something very good, something we really look forward to as human beings. But this man says, "I'm consumed by my immortality, uh, cruel immortality, which is torturing me like anything. So I wither slowly in thine arms." Okay, so I wither. I'm aging slowly in your arms. So here the word thine means your. Your, it refers to the goddesses of dawn. That is the goddess of dawn. Sorry, the goddess of dawn. Eos or Aurora. That is her name. Okay, so he says, I am withering slowly in your arms, here at the quiet limit of the world. So I am at the edge of the world now. So now in the next three lines, he describes himself, a white-haired shadow roaming like a dream. So now I am a white-haired man, I am an aged man. I'm roaming the earth like a dream, like a ghost, almost like a ghost in a dream. I'm just roaming the ever silent spaces of the east. So I'm roaming in the east, he says, because that is where his lady love, the goddess of dawn, arrives in the morning. So that is why he says, in the silent spaces of the dawn, I'm just roaming. Okay? Far folded mists. I'm just walking through the mists, far folded mists. I told him mist na pani, and gleaming halls of morn. So he's just walking through the halls of morning. Okay, morning. He's just trying to imagine morning as a building, and he's saying, "I'm just walking through the gleaming halls, shining halls of morning." That's what he says. Alas, for this grey shadow, once a man so glorious in his beauty and thy choice, who madest him thy chosen. So once upon a time, the grey shadow which I am right now was a man so glorious in his beauty. He was so beautiful, he was so handsome, and thy choice, and I was your choice. He says, I was the choice of goddess Eos or Aurora or the goddess of dawn. I was so pretty, I was so handsome during my youth. I was a prince, and therefore my beauty attracted a goddess. He's saying it proudly, but now it has become a bit of a problem. But earlier he was so pretty, so handsome that even the goddess fell in love with him. Who made him the chosen? So I was chosen by you. Now he's talking to the goddess. So I told you this is again a dramatic monologue. The listener here happens to be the goddess of Dawn, Eos, or Aurora. So he's talking to this goddess. I asked thee, sorry, to his great heart, none other than a god. Okay, so I thought I was a god. I just I felt so proud to be proud enough to be a god. That's what he says. So when you took me, when you just loved me, I thought even a goddess is loving me. So therefore, I must be a god. That's what I thought. So that particular moment of say pride made me to commit a mistake. And what was that mistake? I asked thee, I asked you. Thee means you, addressing to goddess of dawn or Eos or Aurora. Give me immortality. So he asked you immortality. Then didst thou grant mine, asking with a smile like wealthy men who care not how they give. So I asked you for immortality, and then you immediately you gave me immortality without hesitating. So you gave me immortality like the rich people who donate money. Okay, so the rich people who donate money, they don't think much. They just give it to people without bothering because they have enough money. Okay, they have enough money. So what they do is they just distribute their wealth. So like a rich philanthropist. So philanthropist means a person who is interested in doing charity. A rich person who is interested in doing charity. So like a rich philanthropist, I just donated. I mean, you just donated me the gift of immortality. That's what it says. Okay? By their strong hours, indignant work their wills. But the other goddesses, that is ours, okay, the goddesses of time, the other goddesses of time who come along with dawn, they work their wills. That means they distorted or they thwarted our plans. They distorted or thwarted our plans. So they said, let us not make this man a god. Okay, if you give immortality to a man, he almost rise to the level of a god. So let us not give him the advantage of becoming a god. Okay, that's what they thought. So they acted according to their own wills. So according to their wills, what they did was, since he did not ask for immortal youth, he was given immortality but without that youth. So he is just constantly aging. He will never die. Okay, so that is the curse, the very boon has become a curse. ஒரு வரமே ஒரு சாபம் ஆயிடுச்சு அவருக்கு. So, and beat me down and marred me and wasted me. So the goddesses of ours, they beat me down and marred me and wasted me. Okay, they have beaten me, they have defeated me, and they have marred me. They just pushed me down, they have stopped me uh, from my happiness, and then wasted me, just ruined my life. And though they could not end me, okay, they could never kill me because he has got the power of immortality. Left me maimed, maimed means permanently damaged, to dwell in the presence of immortal youth. Okay? So they cursed me to dwell, to live in the presence of immortal youth. So the curse is that he'll grow old, but his lady love, that is the goddess of dawn, Eos, or Aurora, she will be young. She will be forever young. So in the presence of immortal youth, in the presence of his lady love, immortal age beside immortal youth. So I am an immortal aging person, immortally aging person. I'm just an old man, continuously aging. So I just have to live alongside my lover, who happens to be an immortal youth. Okay, so immortal age beside immortal youth. So this is one of the most important lines in the poem. Please make note of it. Immortal age beside immortal youth. That's what he says. So that is the problem. Okay, that is the problem which he suffers. Okay, so the next line, and all I was in ashes. So they have just burnt me to ashes. Then கொல்லாம அவங்க கொன்னுட்டாங்கன்னு சொல்றாங்க. So all I was in ashes because of the, say, notorious hours, that is notorious goddesses of ours, have been burnt into ashes. He's saying it figuratively. Of course, he cannot be burnt, he cannot be killed like the others. So they did not kill him, but they gave him a worse punishment. That's what he says. Now he's requesting, okay, he's requesting his lady love, that is the goddess of dawn, to take back her boon. So அவங்க கொடுத்த வரத்தை திருப்பி எடுத்துக்க முடியுமான்னு கேட்கிறாரு. Can they love thy beauty, make amends though even now? Can the power of your love or your beauty can make amends though even now? Can we make modifications even now? Flows over us the silver star, the guide shines in those tremulous eyes that fill with tears. Okay, so silver star is the first star that appears in the early morning. It comes with dawn. So he imagines, or he personifies the stars to be the eyes of goddess of Eos or Aurora. So he says, can you ask the silver star, your guide, okay, which is actually shining in your trembling eyes that fill with tears, to hear me? Okay, so can you do something? Can you use your power to take back your boon? இந்த கொடுத்த வார்த்தை திருப்பி வாங்கிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்கிறாரு. But already she is crying. The lady, the goddess is crying because she cannot take it back. We understand. So now what is he asking? Let me go. Take back thy gift. Take back your gift. Why should a man desire in any way to vary from the kindly ways of men, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance, where all should pass as is most meet for all? So let me go back to the earth, let me just go and die. Take back thy gift, take back your gift. Why should a man desire in any way to vary from the kindly ways of men, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance? Why did I do such a foolish thing? Why should a man desire in any way? Why should a man desire for something like this, to vary, to be different from the kindly ways of men? Why did I do this? Why did I ask for something which men should never ask for? The race of men should never ask for, or pass beyond the goal of ordinance. So why did I try to pass beyond what is written for human beings? There is a limitation for everything. Why did I pass? Why did I try to say go beyond it? I should have just stopped there. I should have just stopped being a human. Why did I ask for immortality? That is foolishness, he says. Where all should pass, that means where all should end, as is most meet for all. That is the fate of most of the people, most of the human beings, or almost all the human beings on earth, where all should pass. Okay, everything should pass. Life should end on earth and resume in the afterlife. That is the belief. That is why he says pass. Okay, now he is imagining. The poet is portraying an image where Tithonus is with his lady love, the goddess of dawn, in the sky. So skyல அவங்க இருக்காங்க. So அப்போ வந்து இந்த image create பண்றாரு. So a soft air fans the cloud apart. There comes a glimpse of the dark world where I was born. So a soft air just fans, just moves the cloud apart. There comes a breeze, and then the clouds just move apart. அவங்க மேல இருந்து பார்க்கறாங்க. A glimpse of the dark world where I was born. Okay, he's able to see a vision of a glimpse means a small vision of the dark world where I was born. Once more, the old mysterious glimmer steals from thy pure brows, and from thy shoulders pure, and bosom beating with the heart renewed. Okay, so once again, I see a brilliant light. Light which glimmer means light, mysterious means something which cannot be understood. So from you, I think he's not addressing the lady uh, of Eos. He says once again, why does he say once again? Because for many years, they are in love, they are waiting. So he says in the past also the same thing happened, but now it is continuing. Though he is growing old, though he has become old, the power of the goddess did not diminish because she is immortally youthful and she will never die. So once again, the old mysterious light steals from thy pure brows. It comes from your eyes. Brow means eyebrows, and from thy shoulders pure, from your shoulders, and bosom beating with a heart renewed. And you have a heart. Bosom means heart. You have a heart, which is renewed every day. So dawn comes in the morning, it becomes say tired and goes away in the evening, but still the next day it comes renewed. Marudiyum Suryan udikkum பொழுது dawn comes again. Thy cheek begins to redden through the gloom. Okay, your cheeks begin to glow through the gloom. And the red color ஒளி வந்து வர ஆரம்பிக்குது. The sweet eyes brighten slowly close to mine. So your eyes become brightened. Before it, they blind the stars. So even before they could just send the stars away, blind the stars. So throughout the night, the stars rule the sky. But when the dawn comes, they just vanish. They just get blinded and they go off. So he's saying, when you come in the morning, my eyes, become brightened. You just come closer to me. And the wild team which love thee, earning for the yoke, arise and shake the darkness from the loosened mains and beat the twilight into flakes of fire. Now he's referring to the chariot of the goddess, which is uh, pulled by two horses, which earns for the yoke. Okay, earning means longing. ஒரு வகையான ஏக்கம் சொல்லலாம். Earning, YEARNING, for thy yoke, thy your. So yoke means the wooden bar which is used to connect both the animals together, which is kept on top. ஸோ நம்ம கூட இப்போ விவசாயம் எல்லாம் பண்ணும்போது ரெண்டு மாடுகளை வந்து ஒன்னா பூட்டி ஏர் ஓட்டும் போது மேலே ஒரு 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 மரக்கட்டை மாதிரி வச்சிருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கு பேர் நுகத்தடின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. நிறைய பேர் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி இந்த ரெண்டு ஹார்சஸும் வந்து எப்போ வந்து இந்த மார்னிங் வரும், எப்போ நம்ம வந்து நம்ம காடஸை வந்து இந்த ஏர்த்துக்கு கூட்டிட்டு போகலாம் அப்படின்னு வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அது எப்போ வந்து நம்ம மேலே அந்த யோக் வந்து நம்ம மேலே வச்சு அந்த ஜேர்னி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னு வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ arise when they come, when the horses come, they shake the darkness from the loosened wings. So they just shake the darkness away and beat the twilight into flakes of fire. Okay, twilight means the early morning. It's neither night nor day. Okay, so that time the twilight is driven away by flakes of fire. When the dawn comes, flakes of fire comes. That is a reference to the sun. Okay, and then he said, lo, ever thus thou growest beautiful in silence, then before thine answer given departest, and thy tears on my cheek. So every day you are growing more beautiful. I am becoming old and older, but now when I see you, you are becoming more and more beautiful. Okay, before thine answer given departest. So he asked her a question, if she could reverse the boon, but without giving him an answer, she's just going away, and departest means going away, and the tears are on my cheek. He could feel the tears of the goddess on his cheek. Okay, why will thou ever scare me with thy tears? Why are you scaring me with your tears? Okay, because he's really worried that his tears mean she's not able to say answer him, and he knows for sure that she cannot do anything because she's also crying because she's helpless. So he's going to tell us the reason a little later. But the point is this: so even though she's a goddess, she's crying because she's not able to do anything for his lover. So once given, the boons are given, nothing can be done. Okay. So he's asking, why wilt thou ever scare me with thy tears? Why are you scaring me? You're not giving me any hope. That's what he's saying. You're not giving me any hope. Why is that? He's worried. He's afraid now. And make me tremble lest the saying learned, in days far off on the dark earth be true. So I used to hear something on the dark earth. Okay, so I used to hear that once a boon is given, it is given. You cannot do anything uh, to take it back. Even the gods don't have the power to take back the boon. That's what I heard. The gods themselves cannot recall their gifts. So even the gods cannot recall or recollect their gifts. That's what he says. That's what they say on the earth. So unfortunately, I think that is true because you're also crying. That's what he's saying. So, and then he says, I, me, I, me. So I, me means here it simply means poor me, poor me. So இங்க அவர் வந்து அவர் மேலேயே பரிதாபப்பட்டுக்கிறார், poor me, with what another heart in days far off. Okay, so I had another heart in days far off. So in the past I had such a powerful heart, such a hopeful heart in the past, and with what others' eyes I used to watch. So now my eyes are powerless, visionless. I am an old man. My eyes are drooping. But in the past, I had very sharp eyes. If I be he that watched, I was watched by many people because I was so handsome, so beautiful. I was watched by many people. But today, I am nothing, I'm just an image. He said earlier, he said shadow. I'm only a shadow of what I was in the past. That's what he says. Okay. So, முன்னாடி சொன்னாரு இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல அதை ரிப்பீட் பண்ணல. So he's worried about his past, his appearance. He says, I've lost all beauty, all qualities, my powers, okay, my passion, everything is lost. Okay. So when a person is youth, they say the blood is warm. So once you grow old, you lose everything, you lose the warmth, and everything just goes off. That's what we all are worried about. I gave you the example of why we celebrate birthdays. Okay, so now he's worried. The lucid outline forming around thee. So here lucid means, okay, very unclear outline forming around thee. She's just appearing. Goddess of dawn is appearing. The dim curls kindle into sunny rings. Okay, the dim curls. Curls means, curling hair, usually they say. Kindle means take the shape of sunny rings. Okay, like rings, sunny rings. The hair of the goddess becomes sunny ring, as if, she's a pretty woman. So dawn வந்து வரும்பொழுது அங்க வரக்கூடிய அந்த ஒளி தான் அவர் டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்றாரு. ஸோ அவங்க ஹேர் வந்து கேர்லி சன்னி ரிங்ஸா மாறுது அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. ஸோ இங்க வந்து இட் இஸ் லைக் யூ ஹாவ் டு இமேஜின் த காடஸ் ஆஸ் த டான் வி சி ஆஸ் வெல் அஸ் பியூட்டிஃபுல் உமன். ஓகே, ரெண்டுமே வந்து நம்ம பார்க்க வேண்டியதா இருக்கு. ஒரு பக்கம் வந்து ஷீ இஸ் காடஸ் ஆஃப் டான், அவங்க ஒரு டான் ஒரு ஏர்லி மார்னிங் எப்படி உதிக்குமோ ஸோ அதையும் நம்ம இமேஜின் பண்ணணும். இன்னொரு சைடு வந்து ஒரு உமனா வந்து அவர் எப்படி அவங்க பார்க்கறாங்கன்றது நம்ம இமேஜின் பண்ணணும். Okay, so change with thy mystic change. So everything is changing with your change, and felt my blood glow with the glow that slowly crimsoned all thy presence and thy portals. Okay. So these three lines, are a bit tricky. So I'll just explain to you what it is. Just try to understand. I felt my blood glow with the glow. Okay, my blood became warm when you came, when your glow came. That is when the dawn came. That slowly crimsoned, okay, all thy presence and thy presence. So crimson is the color of it's something like red color. It appears when the dawn comes. So அந்த ஒரு மாதிரி ஒரு சிவப்பான ஒரு கலர் தான் வந்து crimson சொல்லுவாங்க. So all your presence and thy portals. So all over the sky, that is all over the dawn, she had that say red color. Okay. So while I lay, so he's saying I am just lying without anything. It's just you're coming. Okay, usually, when a lover comes very close to say close to a man, they say that the blood becomes warm. Okay, they become, that's the kind of a passion that is created there. People say chemistry or something, but usually due to the hormones, when a person of opposite sex comes closer, there is a kind of a chemistry going on. So here he's talking about passion. Okay, his lover is coming near him, but he's able to feel the passion, but he's not able to do anything because he is very old. So அவர் உடல் அளவுல ரொம்ப வயசாயிட்டனால அவரால் எதுவுமே வந்து பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னு கவலைப்படுறாரு. His lady love is coming close. Okay, so while I lay, now what is the lady doing? What is the goddess doing? Mouth, forehead, eyelids growing dewy warm with kisses balmier than half opening buds of April. So the lady love, the goddess, is now kissing him. Where does she kiss him? Mouth, forehead, eyelids, and I think these are three places where she kisses him. And how is the kiss? He's trying to describe the kiss growing dewy warm. Okay, dew means panithuli. So ஒரு பனித்துளியில எந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு warmth இருக்குமோ, actually usually people say dew is cold, but the poet is trying to say play a little word game here. He's saying it is dewy warm. Okay, like the little warmth that is present in the cold dew. Okay, so with like that warmth, the kisses are balmier. Okay, balmier means better here. I think, it has got more quality, it has got more life in it than half opening buds of April. Okay, இந்த half opening budsனா பாதி மலர்ந்த மொட்டுக்கள் சொல்றாரு. ஏப்ரல் மாதத்தில் பாதி மலர்ந்த பொட்டுக்கள் போல அந்த கிசஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப அழகா இருந்தது அப்படின்னு டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்றாங்க. The kisses of the dawn, that is the goddess of yours, has given, and could hear the lips that kissed. Okay, I could hear the sound of the lips that kissed, whispering. Okay, I knew not what of wild and sweet. So it whispered something which I did not understand, but it is wild and sweet. It whispered something so sweet. Okay, so like that strange song I heard Apollo sing, while Ilion like a mist rose into clouds. Okay, so he's comparing the sound of whispering of that lady to a strange song. Okay, what is a strange song about? I heard Apollo sing. Okay, Apollo is another Greek god. Apollo வந்து இன்னொரு கிரீக் கடவுள். ஸோ அவங்க தான் வந்து இந்த இலியன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு நகரத்தை வந்து பில்ட் பண்ணாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது கிரீக் மித்தாலஜி. Apollo was the god who built the towers in Ilion. ஸோ அந்த டவர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பில்ட் பண்ணி அந்த நகரத்தையே அவங்க தான் உருவாக்குனாங்கன்றது ஒரு மித். ஸோ இதுவும் வந்து ட்ராய்ன்ற அந்த இடம் தான், அந்த இடத்துல தான் இருக்கு இந்த இலியன்ற அந்த இடமும் அந்த நகரமும். ஸோ he says, when I saw Apollo building the city of Ilion, he was singing a song. It was so wonderful, it was so sweet. So the song that this lady, the lady of Eos, lady of dawn, is singing is very similar to the song of Apollo, who Apollo sang when he was building the city of Ilion. Okay, so அப்போலோவோட சாங் போலவே வந்து இவங்களுடைய சாங் வந்து ரொம்ப ஸ்வீட்டா இருக்குன்னு சொல்றாங்க. So his lady love is coming and kissing him. She's trying to warm him, but since his body does not cooperate, he's very old. He is not able to reciprocate her love. That is the actual worry that is say haunting him. So everything is taking place. Almost he's lying like a paralyzed man. So ஒரு paralyzed-ஆ இருந்தா எப்படி இருப்பாரோ அந்த அளவுக்கு வந்து he's become very old. Now his lady love is showing affection, but he's not able to give it back. He's not able to do anything in return. That is why he's worried. Okay, so now look at the last stanza. Yet hold me not forever in thine ease. Please don't keep me anymore. Okay, please don't keep me anymore here, because please I'm not able to bear anything. So please don't keep me, imprison me here. I just want to go and die. That's what he's saying. How can my nature longer mix with thine? Okay, how can my nature, his nature is human nature, longer mix with thine, yours? She is a goddess and I am a human. How can my nature mix with your nature? That's what he's asking. I am human, I'm human nature, and you are goddess. We cannot mix, we cannot come together, he says. Coldly thy rosy shadows bathe me. Cold are all thy lights, and cold my wrinkled feet upon thy glimmering thresholds. Okay, so now he's describing the, I think the time has become evening. So the power of the goddess has become now from a very powerful morning, now it has become evening. That is why he is saying coldly. Okay, coldly thy rosy shadows in the evening rose. Earlier he was talking about this color crimson. Okay, that was in the morning. Now he's talking about the evening shadows. Bathe me. Now bathe me means cover me. So now your evening shadows cover me. Cold are all thy lights. Now your light has become cold, and cold my wrinkled feet. So even my feet is very cold because he is very old. So he's obviously he's cold, because only young people have warm blood. That's what I told you. And cold my wrinkled feet. So wrinkled னு சொன்னா சுருக்கம் இருக்குது. Okay, wrinkled feet, சுருக்கமான கால் சொல்றாங்க. ஏன்னா அவர் வயசாயிடுச்சு, his skin has become wrinkled. Upon thy glimmering thresholds, when the steam floats up from those dim fields about the homes of happy men that have the power to die. So now it has become evening. Upon thy glimmering threshold, glimmering means shining, threshold level, that is now the level of dawn has come down. That means it has become evening when the steam floats up from those dim fields about the homes. Now he's looking at the earth. The earth, from many houses, there are steam coming up. So dim fields means from the above, when he looks at it, look at the world, the whole view is very dim. So steam floats up from those houses. So அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய வீடுகள்ல இருந்து ஒரு ஏதோ சமையல் பண்ணா புகை வரும் இல்லையா, அந்த புகை போக்கு வழியா புகைலாம் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அது வரும்போது என்னன்னா, வேலை முடிஞ்சு எல்லாருமே வந்து வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டாங்க. ஸோ வீட்டில் வந்துட்டு they are trying to cook something of happy men. அந்த வீடுகள் யாரோடுதுன்னு சொன்னா ஹாப்பியா இருக்கக்கூடிய மென்னுடையது, that have the power to die. Why are they very happy? And why is he jealous of them? They have the power to die. அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சாகக்கூடிய சக்தி இருக்கு, ஆனா அவருக்கு இல்லை. That's what he is worried. And grassy barrows of the happier dead. Okay? Grassy barrows சொன்னா burial mounds அர்த்தம். ஸோ இறந்தவங்களை புதைக்கிற இடத்துல தான் ஒரு கிராசி பேரோஸ் சொல்றாரு. கல்லறைகள் சாதாரண கல்லறை. ஸோ பரியல் மவுண்ட்னு சொல்லுவாங்க கிராசி பேரோனா ஆஃப் த ஹாப்பியர் டெட். ஸோ ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இறந்து போறவங்களை புதைக்கிற அந்த இடம் வந்து அவருக்கு இங்கேருந்து பார்க்கும்போது பொறாமையா இருக்கு. ஸோ அதுதான் அந்த இடத்துக்கு போகணும்னு ஆசைப்படுறாரு. ஸோ பீப்புள் ஆர் living happily because they will die one day. So and they know that they will go to their burial mounds and they will happily dead. Now he's asking, release me, just let me go and restore me to the ground. Okay? So restore me to the ground, just let me go and just go to the ground. Thou seest all things. So when dawn comes, you will see all the things on the earth. You just you can see everything on the earth. Thou will see my grave. So அதே மாதிரி என்னுடைய கல்லறையும் நீ பாருன்னு சொல்றாரு. Thou will renew thy beauty morn by morn. So you will renew. Thou means you will renew your beauty morn by morn. Morn by morn means every morning. Day after day you will renew your beauty. I earth and earth forget these empty quotes. Okay. So these empty love, it says, I earth and earth forget these empty quotes. So let me go to the earth. Let me forget everything and be returning on the silvery wheels. So I will forget everything. I'll drive, but you will be returning on your silver wheels. That is a reference to the chariot again. So let me release me from your love. Let me not waste time here. Let me go to the earth. Let me die. That's what he's asking for. You will come every morning. You will be very powerful, and you will return to the world on silver wheels. And let me just go to the earth and try dying. At least then my agony and pain will be over. That's what he's asking for. Okay, with this we end this poem.